Okay, February 8th. 1837, the U.S. Senate decides the race for vice president, giving the race to Richard Mentor Johnson. He would become Martin Van Buren's vice president. Prior to 1804, the way it worked was the person that got the most electoral votes became president, and the second place became vice president. But after 1804, the 12th Amendment changed that to where it was of the same party. And so you actually cast an elector vote for president and elector vote for vice president. And but in this case, Martin Van Buren won the election, but Richard Mentor Johnson did not get enough electoral votes because the state of Virginia withheld their votes. They did not like Richard Mentor Johnson, and they refused to vote for him. So he did not get enough to push him over the top. So in that situation, that has to go into the U.S. Senate to decide it. If the president does not get enough electoral votes, it goes into the House of Representatives, which has happened a couple of times. But if the vice president doesn't get enough electoral votes, it goes into the Senate. Even today, in modern times, there's still the same thing happens. Once the elections are over, and we know who won, the electors go to Washington, D.C., and they actually cast their votes. So even in the 2016 election, there was a talk about would some of the electors switch their vote from Trump to Clinton. They were, in most states today, they're not allowed to. The state says you have to do, and I haven't researched every state because this is all done by state level. But in most cases, they have to, on the first ballot, cast the vote for whoever won the popular vote in their state. In a lot of cases, if on the second ballot, on the first ballot they don't get enough, on the second ballot they're free to do whatever they want. But again, state by state basis. So anyway, still very confusing today. Today, the electors still go to Washington, D.C., cast a vote for vice president, cast a vote for president, and it's the same thing. So anyway, today, February 8th, 1837, Richard Mentor Johnson wins the election in the U.S. Senate to become the vice president under Martin Van Buren. And that's what I have for today. I will see you tomorrow.